so not gonna work. Okay, let's see if we can't fix this. I figured that might not work. Oh, we're gonna have to unravel the charging cord and put them somewhere else, because that's not gonna work. Oh, okay. There's two of them. Why are there two? Sorry, I'm getting the camera. Well, the phone has to be plugged in. And trying to undo the little rolly so we can get more distance and maybe find a better. Okay, let's try the other side. Spending an entire minute just trying to get the camera not to have me in glare. Sorry about that. Really? Ugh. See, when I block it with my hand, it's fine, but then, well, for now, unless we get clouds that's looking like this, we're gonna do. Oh, hey, that started sprouting. When did that happen? Okay, so I called this Puzzles of the Past because, okay, I'm supposed to be painting today, but I bought a new bookshelf. And I bought the bookshelf because I bought a whole bunch of puzzles over the past year, and then I ran out of room to put them places, so they were like up on the filing cabinet, just stacked up, and up on the other filing cabinet on top of the yarn bin, stacked up. So I had been meaning to get a bookshelf for puzzles for a while anyway, and my PCA told me that there were some on sale for $13 at Walmart. I might go pick up another one if they're still there when I get paid. So I bought the bookshelf, and I started to put the puzzles on it, and then I came across these. I have a whole bunch of them. They're ice cream buckets, and they're those decorative popcorn tins you get from Walmart, and they're cat litter bins that you get from Petco. And that there are, well, let me show you. That's from one bin. And that's just the things that aren't in Ziploc bags. And quite frankly, I needed some company to do this because this triangle puzzle, Oma and Opa, or Aunt Missy, or somebody, I think it was Oma and Opa, but it might have been Aunt Kathy or Missy, but it was at a Crumbar Christmas that I got this triangle puzzle, and somehow, through all the times that we've moved, I still have it. I don't have the box anymore. The reason that I had to make these like everything boxes, I hated everything bags when we would move. My sisters would store everything in bags because we moved so often. They didn't see the point in sorting things, and I'm autistic, so of course I didn't have everything bags. Except the one time we shared a bedroom, then there were everything bags because they were helping. So I swore I would never do everything bags. Well, fast forward to being an adult and living with, if you could call that living. And, you know, neither one of us could hold down a job because both of us are disabled. Although only one of us actually tried really hard. So we moved a lot. Even as an adult in Florida, I was still moving all the darn time. So one of our go-tos when we didn't have anywhere else to live, like no one would let us crash on their couch or whatever, is we would stay in a really cheap rent by the week motel which has become big business now, which tells you what the economy in Florida is like. That, you know, residential motels like in-town suites are becoming necessary because people can't afford to live in an apartment. You know, even after I got disability, we were still doing the bounce around, you know, friend's couch, family couch, rent by the week motel. Rarely would get an apartment. But they're just like, I could check at, or my entire disability check at the rent, and there would still be rent left to pay. And, you know, the power bill, and if you want a phone or, you know, cable or whatever. And this was before Obama phones were a thing. So we couldn't just get free phones. We had to actually pay for, you know, a house phone or a cell phone or whatever. So we moved a lot. And that meant consolidating and downsizing as much as we could. Now, I had a lot of things that had been given to me by family members, and I didn't want to lose them. And as I said, this triangle puzzle was one of those things that I didn't want to lose. So, to make it easier to pack when we inevitably had to move again, what I would do, well, plus when you move a lot, the boxes of the puzzles get dinged up all the heck. So I just started getting ice cream tubs, you know, and filling them with puzzles, because one ice cream tub takes up less space than like 6 puzzle boxes. And you can stack things on top of the ice cream tote. Because when you're living in a residential motel, it's not exactly the most spacious thing in the world. So Rubbermaid totes were our decoration of choice because they were both furniture and in one. You didn't have to. And then some of the things that I'm glad I still have. So on one hand, I'm glad that I don't have to do this anymore. I don't have to, you know, cram things into other things just so it's easier to cart to the next place. You know, sometimes it got so bad, we would use what little money we had for a storage unit, put our stuff in the storage unit, pray a hurricane didn't hit, and just take the streets, you know? So on one hand, these everything buckets are a reminder of what I don't have to do anymore, which is why I'm now sorting them and, you know, labeling them so that I know what the puzzles are. And I lied to myself, like you do. I said, oh, I'm just throwing. So it's a challenge. You know, instead of having one puzzle, I now have to put together several different puzzles at the same time. It's just one problem with that. When you're in a residential motel, you have like that little bitty table. And you can't exactly do 3 puzzles at the same time, and there isn't enough floor space to do it on the floor. So they wound up sitting in their everything buckets for years. And I want to be happy that I don't have to do this anymore. I really do. But it's just reminding me of the things that I've lost when we move, like the family Bible. For some reason, they gave the family Bible to the person that didn't have a stable living situation. And I believed my ex's friend when he said he would go back for another load. So I only grabbed like dishes, clothing, things that can be replaced. But you know, we didn't always have the money to replace them. And I didn't know that there were places that would give you clothing if you needed it, or dishes. Because my mother raised me not to avail myself of resources like that, because then, I don't know, you're admitting you're poor? I don't know. So, obviously, he didn't go back. And I learned the hard way, the very hard way, because I also lost a scrapbook that my own made before she passed away of our trip to the Grand Canyon. And even if I could get anybody else who has a copy of the pictures to send me the pictures, I can't reproduce her scrapbooking. Like this was before this was before washi tape and the stencils of the flags and all of that stuff. This was before all of that. So she made them on the computer and then put them on the old style photo album paper. This you put the pictures on and it stuck to the paper, and then you put the plastic over it. I still have one of those style photo albums. So even if I could get anybody else that has a copy of the pictures to give me the pictures, I couldn't. I can't remember the captions that she had on the pictures. I don't know what fonts she used, because she got fancy. She put pretty fonts and used, colored ink on all the stuff that she printed. So, and I'm in a place that's stable. I don't have to move around anymore. I don't have to worry where I'm going to live next week, next day. But I've still lost all those things. Really, it's just those two that I miss, is the scrapbook and the family Bible. If I could get those, if I had a time machine, that's what I would do. I would go back for those two things. Yes, I've made mistakes, but they make me who I am. If I had a time machine, I would go back for those irreplaceable items and say, you know what? Screw Vince. And not like that, because ew. Not going to let him ruin my, ruin my memories, but you know what I mean. I say you know what I mean, even though nobody's watching. I went live instead of recording this because I was hoping to have company while I do this. Somebody to tell me, things that I know but I don't feel right now, which is that I have the luxury of sorting and labeling and organizing, because I don't have to do it again until I want to. If I somehow find a place better than this, which I don't see happening, but if I, did find a place better than this, then I would have to move again. But I wouldn't have to move. It'd be just an upgrade. It's hard to think of how I could upgrade from this, because it's centrally located and a gorgeous historic building. If any of my kids wanted to live with me and I needed a 2-bedroom, then I'd have to move again. But it wouldn't be that hectic, grab what you can because we don't know how many trips we're going to make kind of move. And that's what I had my whole life till I got to Minnesota. Like in Florida, I could throw, as I said, my whole rent check or my whole disability check at the rent and still have rent that needed paying, and the power bill and the phone bill and food. I mean, we qualified for food stamps, but if you don't have kids, they don't really give you a whole lot. So, we didn't have money for luxuries, concert tickets, tattoos. Obviously now I can afford those things. I don't have to worry about making it, you know. Granted, I do get HUD, but even when we were in an efficiency, we could still afford little extras. The reason that I still have my puzzles, well, one reason, is that they couldn't be pawned to pay the rent. And that goes all the way back to the triangle puzzle. Because my mother's second husband pawned my spelling bee medal. I don't think you use it for the rent though. If you catch my meaning. So, you know, just seeing this remnant of my past, part of me wants to just get rid of everything in these bins. You know, no, I have loads of other puzzles. I had to buy another shelf because I have so many puzzles. Because I don't want to remember what it was like living like that, you know, week to week, day to day, hand to mouth, losing things that I liked, things that had meaning for me. Maybe that's why I started getting tattoos, because you can't lose a tattoo. I mean, you can get a scar across it. My skin condition kind of messes with them a bit, but nobody can take it from you. I mean, they can't mandate laser removal unless you go in the military, but I don't qualify. And I wish there was somebody here in person or, you know, watching to talk to me, you know? Because every one of these makes me want to cry. And it's not because I miss Oma and Opa and Missy and Kathy and all of them. I guess maybe a little. But this puzzle, I can't remember if it's boy angels or girl angels, but I kept it because I couldn't afford to buy another one, even if I could have found another one. And I had two. I had one that was boy angels and one that was girl angels. Or one might have had a boy and a girl, I don't remember, but I had two angel puzzles. And one of them, I lost some pieces because we'd moved, and you know, if you lose a piece and you don't have to move, you can just, you know, check under furniture and everything. And you would think when you move that you would find anything that had fallen, but you would think wrong. Because if it's in a hotel room, well, motel, it's not like you can move the bed and check underneath or behind, you know. So I kept this angel puzzle because it's very beautiful and very sweet. And I didn't think I could replace it. Well, now I've found the puzzle. It was at Savers, I think. And that one has all the pieces. And I don't remember which one this is. If it's the one that's missing pieces, or if it's the one that has all of the pieces. And I also don't know which one I replaced, because I would have to go over, I think it was the boy and girl that I replaced. So now, after I've gotten all of my puzzles sorted, into labeled bags and everything, I have to put this one together, find out which angel puzzle it is. Because if it's the one that I replaced, then I can mark how many pieces are missing and then donate it to someone else who maybe, like me, can't afford to buy new puzzles. So they get them from, like, you know, the places where you donate. Like, this puzzle would have been like 15, 20 bucks. Whereas if you get it at the donation place, it's like maybe 5. So I have to put this together once I've gotten all of the puzzle, because there are 2 ice cream buckets, the cat litter bucket, and one of those cute holiday popcorn tins full of miscellaneous, random, thrown together puzzles. So I have to sort all of them. And then put some of them together, find out, because some I can look at and go, okay, I know what that is. I'm kind of over it. Or I can look at it and go, oh yeah, that one, I still like that. But others, you know, like this is one of the 1,000,001 Kincaids that I got from Walmart. Can't really see them. Is it not gonna? No, it's not gonna. But so I know it's one of the 1,000,001 Kincaids that I have from like the multi-pack at Walmart. Which is another thing you do when you're on a budget. You buy the multi-packs. Yeah, they're a little more pricey, but you get more puzzles for your buck. So, and you know, because they're in a, they're all in one box, you also save room if you're in a small apartment. But if you're moving a lot, you still have to put it in a container because the box will fall apart. I can tell you that now. If you move a lot and you have one of those multi-pack puzzles, they just disintegrate over time with the moving and the, you know, being shoved up against other things. And I really wish... See, I never wanted to be famous. I never want to be famous. This is way too much pressure. But I wish that I had a big enough community that I could go live whenever I'm feeling lonely or overwhelmed and I need to talk to somebody. And somebody would be there. But of course, that requires making content that a lot of people want to watch, and I don't know how to do that. And you have to market yourself, and I'm not good at that. Like, I went through the Hollins Academy, so I know logically how to do it. I just... maybe it's a self-esteem thing. I don't know. So I sit and I sort. And I remember things I don't want to remember because it makes me want to cry. And I think that I'm just gonna call it here because I don't want to be rambling on and on and on because it's gonna upload to YouTube as soon as I stop recording, and I don't want it to be this long rambly. It's already at 24 minutes. Nobody's gonna watch this, so since nobody, it's the middle of the day on a weekend, and I thought it would be okay. I'm not good with time frames. I'm really not. I don't know what time of the day is best. I just record when the mood strikes, you know? I'm an artist. Schedules are not really artist things. Anyway, I'm gonna call it here because I just feel silly talking to a camera when there's nobody there. It gets different when you're recording because, you know, then you can edit, and if you ramble, you can cut down a lot of it. But going live when there's nobody listening, it's just, I don't know how to describe it. Seems like I don't know, maybe an ego trip. I don't know. So yeah, I'm just gonna. So if you follow me on Snapchat, there probably won't be any painting done today. If I do, it might be later tonight after I have gotten sick and tired of sorting and putting together puzzles, and I just want to do something not quite so rigid and linear as, you know, putting things in bags or donation box. So there might be some painting later tonight, or probably tomorrow. Definitely tomorrow, I think. Today depends on how this goes, to be honest. Because this can go one of two ways. One, I get sick and tired of putting together puzzles and I just want to do something creative. Or two, I get so depressed that I just can't stop crying. So it could go either way. You'll probably know before I will, because I mean, might be that nobody watches this till tomorrow. So I'm gonna go maybe put on some music. Hard rock. Rock music is great for when you're not feeling great. That sentence was not a sentence. Rock is great for when you're feeling meh, because you can throw your meh or your anger or your depression or whatever at the rock music, and it'll, I don't know, it's like it cleanses all the stuff that you're feeling. And then, oh, somebody's actually watching. Hello. How do I see the thing? Is it that? Show chat messages. That didn't do it. Oh. Took you 28, almost 29 minutes, but you did eventually show up. I know you have a job. I'm just messing with you. I have a sad. Since you're just getting here, I'm going to show you what I'm doing. When I lived in Florida, and we moved so much, me and Sean, we occasionally, there's a reason for this. Now, I used to lie to myself and say, oh, well, I would throw them all in the same, well, you've been over here, you know, that's what these are. The stuff that's on the table now was in here. So one for cat food, and then the other one had puzzles in it. So I'm going through, because I bought that bookshelf, and then I started putting my puzzles on it, and then I thought, well, I don't even know what's in these buckets anymore. I should really go through and see what's what, you know, find out if there are any that I can get rid of. And so far I've gotten rid of 2. But as I started sorting, it made me remember why I did this. I used to lie to myself and say that I wanted the extra challenge because, you know, we couldn't afford that many puzzles. So once you've done them a whole bunch of times, you throw them in the same bag and voila, now you've got to do 3 puzzles just to find the pieces you need. But it's not why I did it. I did it because we moved so much. Well, first of all, the boxes got dinged up a lot. And then I would lose pieces because the corner was messed up. But I also started putting them in buckets and bins and things because we moved so much that, you know, and sometimes we lived in a residential motel. So buckets take up less space than puzzle boxes. You know, so it was a space-saving thing. I mean, our decor of choice was Rubbermaid totes because they were both storage units to put things in and moving boxes all in one. So that's kind of what these are. You know, they're moving box storage things. One of the only things that I still have from my childhood is this triangle puzzle that I got at a Crumb Bar Christmas. I think it was Opa, but it could have been Aunt Kathy or Aunt Missy that gave it to me. And going through all these puzzles that I haven't seen in years reminds me forcibly what it was like. You know, all the never knowing when we were going to have to move again, losing things like the family Bible and the scrapbook from the Grand Canyon that Oma made. And I know I should be happy that I don't have to do this anymore. I don't have to throw everything in one bin so that when we get the eviction, you know, oh, it's checkout time and you haven't paid this week's rent, I can grab and go. I know I should be happy that I don't have to do this anymore. But I'm not. It brings back all the stuff that I've been shoving down in my nice, comfy, stable apartment. All the things I was trying to forget in all these bins, and it's coming back. And I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with all the memories that are pouring down my face. So I went live, hoping somebody would tune in and talk to me. I'll wait while you type. Hopefully you've got some sort of words of wisdom, because I got nothing. You know, I think a snail could type faster than you. Yeah, that's true. So you think it's just like the PTSD and I'm just reliving the nightmare? I could maybe see that. I need bigger Ziploc bags because these are all I've got. But some of these are 500-piece puzzles. I don't even know if this is all one piece. Yeah, that's true. And I haven't done it since I left Florida. And obviously I couldn't do it alone, so I went live on the YouTubes. It's kind of like when somebody dies and you have to go through their stuff. Except what died was that life. The migrant, nomad, miserable life. I should be happy that I don't have to live like that anymore. I didn't know I was shoving it in a corner, though. Not until I started doing this. To say something that is going to make everybody that knows me cringe. Even myself. Maybe. And this is a huge maybe, mind you. I'm gonna throw these qualifiers out there right off the bat. Maybe that's why my ex stopped talking to his kid. Because it reminded him of who he used to be. The deadbeat dad that, you know, never saw them. I don't know. I don't understand it. That's why I left him. Well, one of many reasons. So I guess this makes me better than him because I'm confronting the old life. Accidentally. Can I? I don't know. I mean, I can confront it and look it in the eye, but I don't know if I'll ever conquer or kill it. I mean, that was a very large chunk of my life, that migratory, miserable existence. You know, it wasn't just living with Sean, it was my childhood too. That was the first cause of my PTSD, with all the moving. So I'm not just looking at my life with Sean, I'm looking at my entire formative years. Sorry, that was Twitter. Let's see, 2009, so I would have been 28. The first 28 I'm glad you think so. This is 28 years of crap that I'm staring down the barrel. That's almost 3 decades that I'm looking at right now. That's going to be going for a while. Jesse tagged me in a photo, and then other people respond and forget to untag me when they respond to it, which I occasionally do too. I forget to untag everybody else that's tagged in the thing. Sorry, that's probably going to be happening a lot because Twitter. I was supposed to be painting today. And I thought, no, I put the bookshelf together. And then I thought, oh, well, I may as well go through all the puzzles and see if I still like them. That backfired. I was just about to give up and stop streaming and go put on rock music. You caught me right as I was wrapping up and preparing to just say, fuck it. I know, demonetized, but I don't monetize anyway. You know how it goes. Oh, you were supposed to do one thing and you wind up doing another? Yeah. I haven't touched the paintings all day because I woke up, built the bookshelf. Well, you saw it. Sent you a picture. Well, I didn't send you a picture of it finished, but you know. You know what really sucks? Well, I mean, I say that. It doesn't suck. It's just going to be tedious. Is that I had to put all these puzzles together to make sure, because I had a bunch of Kincaids. Yeah. I had a bunch of Kincaids, and I have a lot of puzzles that look similar. So I'm going to have to put together all these flippin' puzzles to make sure. Well, first of all, I have to know how many pieces they're missing if I'm getting rid of them. But I also have to make sure I didn't put the wrong pieces in the wrong bag. I don't know if I'm going to finish today. I might just get too depressed and go paint. Or I might not even be in the mood to paint because I'm too depressed. So I don't know how the rest of my day is going to go. Which, as you know, irritates the crap out of me. I don't think people realize how much moving all the time can affect someone, autistic or not, you know? I mean, you know, Bree, she's like, oh, I'm just not going to hang on to material possessions. She took a healthy, I went through a phase where I just bought Kincaids out the wazoo, but they're very pretty to look at, but when you're doing a puzzle, like, there aren't any distinct borders or transitions. It's all fuzzy, which makes them a humongous pain in the butt to do if they're a jigsaw puzzle. Because it's like, okay, well, is that snow? Is that the roof? Is it the ground? You know? So they're very pretty pictures, not the greatest puzzles. Jessica, this one I prefer. It's a similar style. Like they kind of sort of use light in a similar way, but the edges are more distinct. Well, you can't see that. I got the sun behind me. It's really sucky lighting, but Moving could be hard, what? Oh, for anyone, yeah. Well, but I mean, as much as we moved, like, I went to 12 different schools in K through 12. 12 schools. That's almost a school a year. If Mom hadn't married Bob and we'd kept, I don't know if that's paint or you. If Mom hadn't married Bob and we'd kept moving as much as we did, I could have gotten up to 14 schools. Because in high school, in the 4 years, I only went to 2 high schools. So that means that K through 8, I went to 10 schools. Like I said, Bree took a healthy approach to it. She's like, well, I'm just not going to become attached to material possessions. If I lose it, I lose it. And I said, well, what about your artwork or pictures or, you know, something that you created? She said, well, I'll just create more. Meanwhile, I'm over here freaking out at the mere thought of losing my art. Because it's all I've got, really. You know, the kids don't live with me. I don't have a job. My writing and my drawing, that's all I've got. That's all I'm going to leave behind. If I lost all of that, it would break me. If Google went bust and I lost, I don't know, actually. The only painting or the only puzzles that I pay attention to the name on them is Kincaid and Nini Thomas, because I used to work with the lady. Other than that, I don't really pay attention to the name. Well, I mean Ravensburger, but that's the brand, not the artist. But yeah, the thought of Google going bust and me losing Google Docs, which is all my written works, and Google Photos, which is all my drawings, you know, that would literally break me. Like I would probably go catatonic, because I have the physical copies of the drawings, but I gave some of them to, you know, Pentatonics. So I don't have them anymore. The only copies that I have of those drawings are in Google Photos. That's why I've been more vigilant about DeviantArt. So that, you know, if Google goes bust, at least I have my drawings. But then I don't, you know. That's also why I put my books on AO3 and Wattpad, so that if one goes bust, the other one still has them. Well, the ones that I can. I mean, those short little one-shot supernatural ones, I don't put on Wattpad because they're not books. So, yeah, and, you know, Bree tried to say, oh, you know, they're too big to fail. Didn't Montgomery Ward say they were too big to fail? I mean, come on, too big to fail? No. It happens all the time. Yeah, there's the signature. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. No, you can't really see it, but it's his Kincaid signature. I know you're big on Hildebrandt, but I don't know if I've seen Hildebrandts. Yeah. One of those days when life unexpectedly hands you a curveball. And also, part of me can't help but think that if I get struck by lightning tomorrow, at least my kids won't have to do what I'm doing now. You know, all of my puzzles will be clearly labeled. They'll know what's what. And because they're... See, now I would like a 500 at least puzzle of Smaug. At least 500. Don't make it that easy. Don't make it 100. Give me at least 500 pieces if I'm going to be doing Smaug. And the one in the movie, that was not a dragon. That was a drake. Sorry. I get a little passionate about my geekery. It'd be cool to have a puzzle of like... Okay, now I'm showing my fanfiction roots. Of Benedict Cumberbatch riding Smaug. Yeah. Because he voiced Smaug in the movie, if you didn't know. And actually, the only reason that I know that is because of a meme. It was a meme that said that they used, or that most of the budget wasn't used turning Benedict Cumberbatch into a dragon. It was used trying to get him to stop being a dragon or something like that. And he's like, no, I'm a dragon, roar. I don't know. I don't remember the meme. But yes, that's the only reason that I know that he voiced Smaug. Part of me now wants to draw Benedict Cumberbatch and Smaug, but I have such a huge backlog of things I should be drawing and painting and writing that I would probably write it on the list. Yeah, 1,000 piece, that'd be nice. But I would probably add it to the list and then never get around to it. See, now it's not going to leave my head. Thanks, honey. I'm going to go grab my life planner with my big drawing idea list. Not only do I have to write down the one you inadvertently triggered, which is Benedict Cumberbatch riding Smaug, but I also have to write down Kai's inadvertent earworm of Daleks in landscapes. Is that you? If that's you, I'm going to be mildly irritated. Oh. See now, I'd have to go 500 because of all because of all the bronze that's like kind of the similar all the way around. I wouldn't want to do 1,000 because that same color scheme would just get so tedious. But 500? Oh yeah, I'd do that in a heartbeat and enjoy it too. Well, you've seen my dragon puzzle collection, geez. Anyway, before I forget, because you know I will, I am gonna go grab my thing and write down these drawing ideas that my muses just keep chucking at my head when I've got a backlog already. I don't know if you can see me, but I'm going... Wait, where did I put it? Did I put it in? Yes, in here. Okay. Brilliant, life-changing, earth-shaking, great big ideas. I blame you and Kai for what I'm about to write in here. Okay, I have to find the drawing page. Drawing idea. I don't think that's... No, that's not it. That's that. Okay. Hey. Oh yeah, it was before the calendar stuff. I didn't do the April one. Did I even get an April? I might have. Here. That's wedding prep, books. I say wedding prep talking to you, and that sounded not how I intended. Hopefully I can cross off the passport. I told Bree, oh, there's nothing on my big drawing ideas list, so I guess I have to put these on here now. But I told Bree that I'll be getting my passport application in next month, which is why I could afford the bookshelf, because we went all the way there and we found out it's not just $30. It's $30 plus a one-time $35 processing fee plus $12 for the passport photo. He said, well, Walgreens does it, but I'll probably still have to pay $12. So since I only had the 30 and not the 30 plus the 35 plus the 12, I went, you know what? Screw it. Avi gave me an idea for a painting accidentally. I'm going to buy canvases. And when we went to put the canvases in the back of Kristen's truck, I saw the bookshelf. I'm like, oh yeah, I keep meaning to get one of those. She's like, oh yeah, they're on sale. I'm like, really? I have money left. Let's go. So, big drawing ideas. I'm going to do Kai's first because she gave me the idea first. Suck it. I don't know why I said that. I'm just going to, oh, chat, what? Ah. I don't know what you said lovely to, but okay. So Kai's idea was, well, it wasn't her idea. When I showed her the painting of Avi, when he was just a silhouette, she said, I kind of thought that looked like a Dalek. And I'm like, damn it! Now I have for this. So Daleks in landscapes. If I were good at like architectural stuff, I would put a Dalek on an MC Escher staircase. I know they can fly, but the staircase never ends. So fly all you want, you're never going to get anywhere. So Daleks in landscapes. That one's in the notebook. And then yours. Again, these are accidental, not intentional inspirations. Benedict. Now imagine if somebody walked in on this and didn't know what came before. Like, what? Why are you writing down Benedict Cumberbatch riding Smaug? What brought you to this point in your life? And I say, blame Danny. And I would definitely use that version of Smaug because he's got 4 legs. So he's, ah yeah, laugh it up, fuzzball. I would definitely use the Hildebrandt version of Smaug because he's got 4 legs, so he's a freaking dragon. Instead of 2 legs and then wings, which is a drake. They can try to tell us it's a dragon. We know better. And I'm not the only one who's complained about that. It's in all the geek forums. They're like, that's not a dragon. That is a drake. You know, it's... Well, no, it's bad enough when you put a drake in a movie, and call it a dragon. But to put it in such a geeky movie, you gotta know it's gonna be nothing but geeks, more or less, watching it. So we're gonna pick that up. Like that, you know? Like, put it in a movie, like, get it wrong in a movie that's not necessarily specifically targeting geeks. Am I right? If you're gonna get it wrong, put it in a movie that, like, the average Joe is not gonna know the difference between a drake and a dragon. But to put it in The Hobbit, that, you know, arguably mainstream dragons in the first flippin' place, you know, that's really, you know, I don't think there is a worse movie to screw up the mythical creatures in. I really don't. Because that was, like, as the kids say, the OG dragon. Yeah, there were dragons depicted in, like, medieval lore. I have the book I could show you. But, you know. Exactly. Why not? I mean, I get that you want to be original and you don't want to use an exact copy of the fan art, but can you at least get the species right? You know? That, getting the species wrong of Smaug is worse than getting Avatar, The Last Airbender races wrong. And you remember how pissed I was about that. I didn't even watch the movie. I'm like, nope. Aang is a cheerful little white boy, and the Fire Nation are some sort of Asian people, and you've, you know, and the waterbenders are Inuits, and you've got white people playing the Inuits. No. So they're both equally horrible mistakes. It's just Smaug happened in a movie that, from what I hear, is pretty. Really ought to get around to watching that. I own the first one. I want to own all of them eventually. I know. The only people that liked it were people that had never seen The Last Airbender. And even they said that the earthbending was over the top. Like, why are they making all those motions to let a little bitty rock? Well, they don't in the cartoon. That's just Shyamalan shaking it up and fudging it up. I know I've already sworn in this stream, but I do try. Oh, there's another problem I hadn't thought of. Well, yeah. I didn't even make it through the Lord of the Rings movies. Which I know it was more than one book in that, but like the books, again, I could pull it off and show you, are like this big. And they got 3 hours of this big because, ooh, we're in New Zealand. Let's show off as much of it as we can. And I fall asleep. I mean, I do eventually want to own the movies because I'm a Tolkien fan. Tolkien, however you personally pronounce it. So eventually I do want to own all of the movies. But I'll probably never attempt to watch the Lord of the Rings movies again. Now, the only reason I fell asleep during the second Hobbit movie is because we had been wrangling toddlers all day, and Danita put the second Hobbit movie on to put her kids to sleep, and the grown-ups just kind of followed suit. Which sucks, because I wanted to see the movie, and I don't own that one, so I can't watch it, you know, on my own time. Oh, you mean how Orlando Bloom shouldn't have been in there? I can't really argue with it, though. They put Legolas in the film because Orlando Bloom is hot. And I can't argue with that logic. He is wonderful eye candy. But having just said that I don't mind him being in the films, and I've seen like I don't remember if it was How It Should Have Ended or Cinema Sins, but so I know what happens in the movies, even though I haven't seen them, because I've seen like the Cinema Sins and all that. Apparently, the third Hobbit movie, his dad tells him to go find Aragorn. Okay, but some people don't think that all the pirate movies are that great either. I really need to get around to seeing that last one. I didn't know. I liked the Pirates movies. But I mean, okay, I think the reason they put Orlando Bloom in is because the non-geeks are like, what's the difference between The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings? There's hobbits in them. Why would I go see it? But there's Orlando Bloom. Really? Okay. So I think they put Orlando Bloom in for the fangirls that didn't read the books, if I'm honest. And again, I don't mind Legolas being in there. I mean, when I was awake long enough to see the barrels in the river scene, and Legolas is really kick-ass in that scene. Like, oh my gosh. So it's not just that he's eye candy. More Legolas. I will always be happy with more Legolas, no matter who plays him, because Legolas is kick-ass. Damn it, Danny, I forgot my train of thought. What was I saying? I don't even remember my original point because you made me forget because I got distracted. Maybe if I scroll through chat, I'll figure out what I was talking about. There was another thing. Oh. So apparently at the end of the last Hobbit movie, his dad tells him to go find Aragorn. And that is just... No, I can't. Like, that didn't happen in the books. And also, Legolas wasn't with Aragorn when he met the hobbits. They don't meet Legolas till later. No, I can't. Like, I'm fine with Legolas being in the movie, even though he's not in the books. Because Legolas is kick-ass, again, no matter who plays him. But that forced scene at the end, I can't get behind it. If you're going to put him in the movie to appease the fangirls that didn't read the books, own it. Don't try to justify it at the very end. No. No. Can't get behind that. Oh, this was a wolf puzzle. That's what that is. Okay. I don't have another Ziploc bag for that one because they're all small. I suppose I could just chuck it in the bin. Right, but Tolkien didn't specifically say that he was. And that's what pissed off the fans so much. It's like, well, Tolkien did, like, well, yes, he could have been. He's old enough. He could have been there. But he wasn't in the book. And that's what made the fans, like the diehard fans, so mad. I'm debating just chucking this. Oh, a wolf. No, that is a wolf. Okay. I'm debating just chucking. I'm debating just chucking this wolf puzzle in the bin without a bag. Because I don't have any big enough. And I mean, this is what I'm dealing with. And that's the bags I have. So I'm debating just chucking the wolf puzzle in the bin with a bag because I don't want to deal with it. I'm still going to sort because because there are probably still Kincaid pieces. Well, now there's definitely Kincaid pieces in there. So yeah, I'm still going to sort through all the stuff on the table, but I think the wolf puzzle I'm just going to chuck in the bin unbagged because I don't have a Ziploc bag big enough. Yeah, that happened. On the upside, I've done these puzzles so much. Oh, I have to look at the back of them to make sure they're not blue. Because this one has a lot of blue. And then this one has a lot of blue. So the only way to tell them apart is that these are beige, brown on the back. And the other one is blue on the back. Why do I do this to myself? I know why. So that I can, you know, downsize. And I know why I did it in the first place. We've already covered this because we moved around so damn much that it was the only way to keep my puzzles. You also missed that I said the reason I like puzzles so much is because they can't be pawned for rent or drugs. Puzzles and books. Neither David nor Sean could pawn them for drugs or rent or whatever it was that they felt they needed. That's why I went through so damn many engagement rings with Sean. I kept having to pawn them. Yeah. But yeah, that's why I went through so many engagement rings when I was with Sean, is that we kept having to pawn them for rent. I don't remember if I ever pawned them for his pot money, but I do remember quite a few times having to do so for rent. Because, like, we'd get the tax money, or, you know, one of us would hold down a job long enough, or rarely both of us, long enough that we could afford small things. And it was always a cheap Walmart ring. Like, it was never the one that I have now. It's funny. I finally get a proper ring, and then, like, the next year, well, I still have mine because it's very pretty. And you can always change out the stones and make it fresh and new. And it's probably less expensive than buying a new ring. And it's still pretty. You know? I'm too practical to I'm too practical to get rid of it. It's like, well, I mean, if you change it around enough, it's not the same ring anymore. He'd probably think I kept it for sentimental reasons. It's like, no, it's hypo. Oh, good grief. Well, then I really wouldn't pawn it. But I mean, it's a ring that I can wear without clawing at my skin. It's hypoallergenic. Why would I get rid of it? And it's pretty, you know? Like I said, I'm too practical to get rid of it or pawn it or, you know, whatever. That's not how you spell that. Unless you're Bugs Bunny. The word you're looking for is spelled K-A-R-A-T. But now I kind of want to draw a carrot ring. But I won't because that's mean. Yes, that. Actually, if I did draw a carrot ring, I would send it to Jacksepticeye because of that whole Slime Rancher thing where he couldn't find the silver parsnips and all he was getting was carrots. And we were all laughing at him. We're mean. I know. I always thought this was a lion puzzle. I keep forgetting it's a wolf. Because, like, if you look at the foot, it's like a beige. Honey, I have 2 paintings to finish and all these puzzles to sort. I'm not drawing a carrot ring. I don't care how little time it would take me. I don't need more distractions. You are way too good at distractions. And if anybody that watches my videos watches this, and joins the bandwagon of me drawing the carrot ring for Jack, I'm going to be irritated. I mean, I'll do it eventually, but I'll be irritated. What can I say? I give in to peer pressure when it comes to drawing things. How else would I have drawn Mavi, which is Mitch and Avi, if you don't know, writing Aragon? If anybody watching this has seen that drawing, there is a story behind that. As requested, I drew them riding Saphira, which is the dragon from Aragon. I think it was Jessie, but it might have been Mama Dragon, or it might have been VK Dragonfire. Somebody was talking about the dragon. No. Somebody was talking about Mavi riding Saphira, which is what they meant to say, but they said Mavi riding Aragon. No, see, Aragon is the name of the movie, because it's the human character. I didn't draw that. And then, to be fair, I was sick, so I was already vulnerable. I was on and off at a potty. I was not feeling good, and they were wheedling, oh, come on, it'd be so funny. Like, fine. As soon as I got off the potty, I'll start looking up reference photos. And I did. And that's how you got little chibi-fied Mitch and Avi riding Aragon. And I don't have that anymore. I gave it to somebody who had VIP, and then they gave it to... See, now here's the thing I don't know. When it's a picture, when it's a drawing of more than one of them, who holds on to the drawing? Like Mavi drawings. Does Mitch hold on to it? Or does Avi hold on to it? If it's the Beat Boys, Kevin and Avi, or Kevin and Matt now, if it's the Beat Boys, who keeps the drawing? Is it, I don't know how that works. Or when people draw the whole band, like, my ear is really itchy. If it's a drawing of the whole band, who keeps that? I wouldn't want to be famous, man. I really wouldn't. What? I don't remember that. I know he dates an elf, but you can't turn elf. That's you can't. No, that's not how that works. You're born an elf. Like, yeah, he dates an elf, but you can't be turned into an elf. That's not how that works. Elf is a species. It's not like, hey, I converted to elfism. It's not how that works. I'm sorry, but you can't be an elf, honey. Oh yeah, unexpected side effect that I forgot is that what substance is all over these puzzle pieces that have been sitting for years? Give you a hint, I'm allergic to it. Yeah. Okay, that's like an honorary elf. You don't do a sword ceremony and get the pointed ears and long life. That's not how that works. That's like being knighted by the queen. You're not actually getting armor and land. Do you get land? Actually, I don't know. But I mean, she's not going to expect you to fight wars for her. What? Which book? Which book? What's the name of it? Because now I have to see if I have that book. And see, I suppose... Damn it, Danny! I'm supposed to be sorting puzzle pieces, and now I have to go back and reread the damn book because I don't remember that happening. What's the name of the second book? Eldest. I don't have that. I didn't even know that was a book. I have to go see what books I have. And I don't think it'll be in the Silmarillion. For some reason, useful information isn't in there. It's all obscure stuff. Okay, I have Two Towers, The Hobbit, Silmarillion. Is that really it? I've only got 3. I thought I had 4. I thought I had 4 books. Why do I only have 3? So I've only got the Silmarillion, The Hobbit, and the Two Towers. So I don't have the King one. Ugh. I need to up my Tolkien game. Oh. Aragon doesn't have an A. I thought you were talking about The Hobbit. Aragon is spelled with an E. E-R-A-G-O-N. And I haven't read the second one. I've only read the first one. See, it's confusing because there's Aragorn and Aragon. And there's a dragon in both of them. They're very different dragons, mind you. I don't think Saphira breathes fire. I read the book a while. Do I own Aragon or did I rent it from the library? Or check it out? I don't even remember how I read the book. I don't remember if somebody loaned it to me or if it's from the library or if I own it. I have 5 bookcases now. And the cube shelf and the decorative shelf. So I have 7 shelves in my house. Oh, okay. But she didn't in the first one. So I remembered kind of. So I remembered correctly, but I didn't know correctly. Damn it, Danny. You distracted me, and now I'm putting puzzle pieces in the wrong places. These go in the bin, not in the... I know ADHD isn't contagious. I know it's not. Okay, I'm gonna zip this so that I don't accidentally... Yeah. Accurate. Especially in the checkout line. You and your checkout line distractions. You notice, when we were at Super One, I held on to my Gatorade. I did not let that belt carry it into your stuff, because that's how you wind up paying for my stuff. Like, no, I'm going to pay for my own dang Gatorade. If the kids were watching this, they would think we're adorable. Avery would just explode. Mind you, anybody that doesn't know us is going to be completely lost. But like I said, if the kids watch this, good God, I don't think anybody's going to watch it. We're coming up on an hour and a half. But hey, at least we get to hang out, even if we don't get to see each other in person. And yes, I know, I just saw you yesterday. Or the day before. What's what you do? Now I don't know what you're talking about. See, when you don't type very fast, I lose track of what you're replying to. Oh. Well, you get yourself lost, going the same place that you've gone a million times. Okay, so it was yesterday. I'm not very good with chronological events, actually. I told you I was writing down when we hang out, and I forgot to write that down. Ah! Cord. Ah! Puzzle box. Bucket. Same. Is it weird that I bought that wolf greeting card just for me? Like, I'm never going to give it to anybody. I just bought it because it's pretty and the saying on it's cool. Really? Avi's not here. You don't have to go singing old music at me. I don't know why I said that. Maybe I need more coffee. Okay, so... What's your life in a nutshell? Singing old songs at people? Oh, yeah. Well, that's why we get along so well. Well, one of many reasons we get along so well. Actually, that's why that looked familiar. You know my painting? Same color gradient. Yellow to blue, with a little green in the middle. Except their transition is much nicer than my transition. Really not good at painting, but that's lack of practice. I don't paint that often. Mainly because paintings take up a lot of room. Sketches, drawings, I can chuck them in the filing cabinet. The paintings, I have to find somewhere to put them. At least the Dragonheart already has a home. Like, I'm doing that as a commission. Well, I'm about to disappear because oh wait, I forgot. I have toes. What about your drawing? It's not a painting. Oh, because you're out of practice? Is that what you mean? Sorry, I'm putting my sock back on after I picked up the puzzle piece with my toes. Because I have monkey feet. Okay. Have you settled on a background yet? I still think the red muscle fiber would look really cool. Of course, it might also look like one of the Titans from Attack on Titan, so people might think that's what you're doing. But sadly enough, fan art is more popular than original art. So maybe if they think that you're doing an Attack on Titan theme, maybe it'll get more views? I don't know. Sometimes I hate that I do fan art, like, because I don't do fan art because it's more popular. All right. You're the artist. All I can do is make suggestions. Yeah, you told me what you were going for there. Of course, you could add, like, tendrils coming out of the eye, like top or bottom of the sides, like the corners, and have it be just like an alt, like a I don't know, like a witch's familiar eyeball thing that's watching somebody or some, I don't know. I watch Supernatural, okay? Well, they don't have floating eyes in Supernatural, but Jacksepticeye, you know. But yeah, I don't do fan art because it's what's popular. It's just that's what currently tends to inspire me. You know? And, you know, like fan fiction. I write a lot of fan fiction because that's what inspires me, but then I go off and I work on original pieces. It's just with my drawing, I haven't been doing anything that's not fan fiction. Like if I draw a dragon, it's a naughty dragon, you know? I should really do like figure drawing or, you know, maybe do some still lifes. I mean, nobody's gonna like it. But I mean, you can't grow as an artist if you don't practice. It's just, it's boring. It's boring. And I can't make myself sit down and do the boring, practicey stuff. Well, see, sometimes I do abstract realism. Or try. But I think the reason that I call mine abstract realism sometimes is because I'm not good at making it look actually realistic. So I pretend it was on purpose. It's like, no, it's a representation of a car. And I don't really have a painting style because I haven't painted in forever. I mean, the last things I painted were the eyeballs and the septic flower. Before that, unless you count ceramics and furniture, I honestly couldn't tell you the last thing I painted. And then I look at the painting that, well, I don't know if that's a painting or if it's oil pastel or Prismacolor. But I look at the dragon that Kai bought me, I don't remember if it was my birthday or Christmas, but I look at that dragon and I go, yeah, I'm never going to get that level. I'm not good with shadows and highlights. Well, yeah, so am I. Well, I mean, look at what I just did recently, Uncle Sam. You know? Oh no, well, symbol, okay. I did a horse once that was kind of in the style of those cows that they used to sell all the time that had like it was a ceramic cow, but it had like tribal patterns and fun designs on them, like cow spots or whatever. So I took that idea. But instead of doing, you know, pretty patterns, I put scars. Okay. Well, then I guess I'll stop because probably nobody else is going to come in. So I'll just turn on, yeah, I know. I'll just turn on some music and it'll have to be Spotify because, you know, YouTube will be eaten up with uploading this. So, yep. Hey, we got about an hour hangout time because you came in about half an hour. I love you too, you great big goofball.